10 signs someone secretly dislikes you. These aren't people who are going to tell you this. You're going to tell this by their actions and the way they treat you. And the word of the day is curt. You know when somebody's being curt with you? Short with you. Yeah, that's what they are. They're being short, but they're being rudely brief with you. Saying of the day, be kind to yourself. It's the only person that needs you the most. Be kind to yourself. It's the only person that needs you the most. This talk is for educational purposes only. It's not a substitute for professional advice. Professional advice, treatment, guidance, or diagnoses. If you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health crisis, substance use and abuse, or suicidal thoughts, dial 988. 988 is available 24/7 nationwide, staffed by trained crisis counselors who are just a text or a call away. 10 signs someone secretly dislikes you. Life would be a whole lot easier if everyone liked us. But for some of us in this room, we've realized that you don't have to actually do anything for people to dislike you. The people can dislike you just for the simple fact of your age. Come on in here, man. People can dislike you just because of your skin color. Hello? You ain't done nothing. People can dislike you because you overweight. They can dislike you because you're short. They can dislike you because they think you're unattractive. Some of us, man, we done walked in some rooms. We done walked in some spaces. We didn't say nothing to nobody. We didn't do nothing to nobody. And somebody in that space looked at us and said, I don't like him. Life would be a whole lot easier if everyone liked us. Wars wouldn't exist. Political drama wouldn't happen. And divorce rates would be lower while marriages would be higher. Unfortunately, no matter how hard you try sometimes, there will always be people who don't like you. And guess what? They don't have to. Don't need everybody to like you to be successful in this world. Thank God. True friendships wouldn't feel as good, and true love wouldn't be as amazing if we aren't reminded of what rejection, hatred, and alienation is like. Y'all heard what that just said, right? Now, what does that sound like to you? I know what it sounds like to me.
You can never appreciate the sweet without the sour.
Ooh-wee. How you gonna appreciate the sweet if you ain't never had sour? Right?
Yes, sir.
You know what else that reminds us of? Before the angels rose up against God, before the angels rose up against God, guess what? They had it sweet. Am I right?
Oh, yes.
They had it good. Am I right? They were in heaven and they didn't appreciate it. So everybody always asking like, man, why is there evil in the world? Why people gotta die? Why we have to experience misfortune? How come babies be born and then they gotta die? How come the rich seems like they're on top? How come and all this other stuff? Because you want to know something? Because if you was in heaven and always was in heaven and that's all you knew, you would start feeling yourself too. Especially if you look good. And there was an angel up there that looked real good. It started feeling itself. Am I right? Do you want to know if someone dislikes you? Well, you no longer have to play detective because these are 10 signs someone secretly dislikes you. Let's get into it. Number 1, they are curt with you. Curt, rudely brief. And I'm not talking about somebody who is rudely brief with you because they are busy. Because I can understand a little bit of that. You got something to do, and here's somebody keep asking you questions, and they trying to complete something. You should understand and be able to see that somebody trying to do something and not to interrupt them while they trying to do it. I understand that. But what I don't understand is, do you ever feel like you can talk to your best friend 24/7, even if the two of you aren't having a deep philosophical conversation? Because when you have a friend, when somebody likes you, y'all can sit around talking about dogs and be on the phone for 3 hours. Y'all can talk about the weather and talk about a television program and be on the phone for hours and time just seamlessly go by. That's a person who you get along with. That's a person who likes you. You don't have to try hard to have a conversation. It's not like pulling teeth to get information or to just have a regular, decent conversation with somebody. You ever feel like you can talk to your best friend 24/7, even if the two of you aren't having a deep philosophical conversation? Talking about something as silly as pets, the weather can be entertaining when talking with a true friend. But when someone dislikes you, it's the complete opposite, and they cut the conversation short. But when someone dislikes you, it's the complete opposite, and they cut the conversation short. If you ask them how their day is going, they'll give you one-worded answers like fine. Becomes clear they don't want to talk to you. 10 signs someone secretly dislikes you. Number 2, their body language says it all. They're not saying anything, but their body language. When we like someone, we have a tendency to make eye contact, mirror their body language, and lean in closer. So when you're having a conversation, you don't even notice when you're doing it, but you're going to notice it now. When you're talking to somebody you like and you're having a good conversation and they're standing like this talking to you, a lot of times you'll do the same thing. We model the same thing that they're doing. Or if they got their hands behind them and they're having a conversation, they got their leg like that, you're going to probably do the same thing, put your hands behind your back, because you're engaged. And not just that, when you model what the person talking to you is saying, they know that you're listening to them. These are things that we don't even think about doing, but you'll notice it now. Because when somebody is saying something you're interested in, you're going to look at them and make eye contact with them. But when you really don't want to hear it, you're going to be on your phone. You're going to be looking at everything but them. But when someone dislikes you, they will avoid eye contact, cross their arms, and lean away from you. They will lean away from you. They do this in order to protect themselves from you. That's why they cross their arms, creating an invisible barrier that keeps you out. I'm not talking about we just having a regular good conversation and this is just my posture. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a person who doesn't really like you, and that's their posture. When they lean away from you when you're talking, when they're like this while you're talking, now y'all just started to, oh boy. This is a sign of protection. If I lean away from you, that's a sign of protection. 10 signs someone secretly dislikes you. Number 3, their lack of trust. They don't trust you. They don't give you the benefit of the doubt. And the reason being is because vulnerability is the key ingredient to establishing a strong connection. Vulnerability is the key ingredient to establishing a strong connection. But when someone secretly dislikes you, they'll be suspicious of your intentions, even if they are good. For some people, it just takes a while for them to open up. But this can just as well be a sign that they dislike you. When you put in constant effort to get to know them, but they keep you at an arm's length. You're trying to get to know this person, but they keep you on the outside. They let you get so close, and then they shut down. 10 signs someone secretly dislikes you. They get easily frustrated with you. They get easily frustrated with you. Do you and your associate argue or disagree over things on a daily basis? When someone dislikes you, they'll do anything except make things easier for you. They might have been in a good mood, but once they interact with you, they turn sour, bitter, and angry. 10 signs someone secretly dislikes you. Their manners are forced. When someone is being nice to you, and the only reason they being nice to you is because they have to, but they don't really want to. They got to be nice to you because they work with you. They got to be nice to you because y'all live in the same house, but they don't like you. Their manners are forced. When someone outwardly dislikes you, they will be loud about it. When someone outwardly dislikes you, they will be loud about it, whether it's lashing out on you regularly or telling you to your face. When they secretly dislike you, however, they might try to get along just to avoid conflict, whether it means forcing a smile or just doing things to keep the peace. They will keep the surface clean between the two of you, but deep down, though, they may think ill of you and display this through their passive-aggressive behavior. So passive-aggressive behaviors. I'm not going to come out and say I don't like you, but the minute you walk away, I'm talking about you and I'm running your name in the ground. And then when you come back around, hey, how you doing? 10 signs someone secretly dislikes you. Number 6, they avoid you as much as possible. Somebody who goes out of their way to avoid you secretly dislikes you. Because that's a passive-aggressive way to let you know I don't like you. Every time you invite me somewhere, I just don't show up. I say I will come, but I know I'm not going to come. Does your associate live or work in close proximity to you, but limit communication to emails or text messages? Ooh, man. That means that they live in close proximity with you, But the only time they communicate with you is through an email or a text message. They see you all the time, and you can't have a conversation with them because they in their car. Hey, I gotta go. Hey, I'm busy. I gotta do something. I'll talk to you in a little bit. But they'll answer a text message or email. That lets you know something. When someone secretly dislikes you, they will do whatever it takes to have minimum contact with you. And when you do end up bumping into one another, they'll always have an excuse ready at hand to avoid seeing you again. 10 signs someone secretly dislikes you. Number 7, they listen to you half-heartedly. So when someone is listening to you half-heartedly, they're not really listening to you. They're listening to half of what you're saying. Half of what you're saying they're getting, and then the rest, they don't care. That's why they keep asking you questions about stuff that you already told them. That's why you got to keep reiterating things you already told them. They're not listening to you in the first place. They listen to you half-heartedly. When we care about someone, we usually do our best to listen to what they have to say. But if someone is only listening to half of your story and zones out for the rest of it, it's clear they just aren't that invested in you. Other indicators include scanning over your messages instead of reading them, giving you only half-hearted answers. The only person going to be able to answer your questions is the person who's listening to you. And the only person who's going to listen to you is the person who cares about how you feel. If I don't listen to you, I don't care how you feel. If I care how you feel, I'm going to listen. If you tell me and we married or we in a relationship and the woman says, I'm not happy. I don't care what you got to do. I don't care where you going. That's a sign. Sit down and let's have a conversation. If you still busy after hearing that, you don't care. Number 8, they don't make an effort to understand you. Feeling misunderstood could be a rather alienating experience. So when someone dislikes you, they won't want to provide support for your ideas and values. Instead, they make you feel invisible, unheard, and will dismiss your thoughts. One-upping is another strategy they use to control the conversation instead of allowing you to give your own inputs. 10 signs someone secretly dislikes you. Number 9, they never invite you to social gatherings. You don't get invites. Your co-workers there, but you ain't there, and it's your family. Ain't that something? That's a dagger in the heart. That's somebody who is cruel and unusual. That they will invite your co-workers and you and their family and they haven't invited you. Ain't that something? That's somebody who planned that. That's a more passive aggressive. They never invite you to social, or they invite your ex. But they don't invite you. And it says your baby mom. That's even worse. Anything to hurt you, bro. Anything. Why would you even want to be invited to someone's birthday party when you know they hate you? None of us want to be invited to something when we know somebody hate us. But if you're inviting my friends, if you're inviting my co-workers, if you're inviting people I know and you ain't inviting me, you're trying to hurt me. When you see all your friends, family, co-workers being invited except you, it can hurt. It slowly becomes obvious they want nothing to do with you. 10 signs someone secretly dislikes you. And the final one, number 10, your gut tells you something is wrong. They haven't come out and said they don't like you. Your gut is telling you that this person don't like you. Your intuition, every time you get around this person, you feel funny. Yeah, every time you get around this person, you start feeling uncomfortable. Your gut tells you something is wrong. Sometimes your gut feeling is not enough, especially when anxiety makes even good decisions wrong. Because sometimes our anxiety can just be our anxiety. It could be a good situation and you feel like your intuition is saying, nope, don't go there, don't go there. It might be just your anxiety trying to discourage you from experiencing something that's good. So we got to know the difference between our anxiety telling us something and our intuition, because you can get them confused. Your gut tells you something is wrong. Sometimes your gut feeling is not enough, especially when anxiety makes even good decisions wrong. But if you're getting a strong message from your gut, free from anxiety, your instincts are telling you it's not worth your time trying to change this person's mind, because you can't make anybody like you. Life can be short, so cherish the moments with people who love you unconditionally and leave all the rest behind, whoever they are. I don't care who the human being is in your life who wants to bring you down. I don't care who the human being is in your life who wants you to jump through backflips and jump through hoops to be in their life. Cut them off. You be better off cutting them off. Because anybody who will want you to jump through hoops and do backflips in order to receive their love, whether that's your mama, whether that's your daddy, whether that's your brother, your sister, your auntie, your grandma, your granddaddy, or your damn kids. Anybody who wants you to jump through hoops or do backflips to get their attention or get their love, it's not worth it. Because love is not transactional. Arrangements are. That ain't love. If you got people in your life, in order for you to get love from them, you got to give them something. That is not love. That's a transaction. If your kids don't want nothing to do with you because you ain't taking care of them and they grown, but they don't never take time to think about you and they grown, you deserve better than that. Don't let nobody make you feel like to receive love that you need to do something for them to receive it. Because there's a whole lot of people, see people on the side of the road they don't even know, and get out their damn car and give that person some money, or read a scripture to that person, or give that person a kind word, and they don't even know that person, and they showing them love. 10 signs someone secretly dislikes you. Number 1, they are curt with you, short and rudely short. Number 2, their body language says it all. Number 3, there's a lack of trust in the relationship. Number 4, they get easily frustrated with you. Number 5, their manners are forced. Number 6, they avoid you as much as possible. Number 7, they listen to you half-heartedly. Number 8, they don't make an effort to understand you. Number 9, they never invite you to social gatherings. And then the final one, number 10, your gut tells you something is wrong with them. You can lose people in the middle of not liking them. You can lose somebody and never ever be able to get it right. And what is the reason? To be honest, what is the reason? Think about the last person you fell out with. Was it about anything serious? Because the last time I fell out with somebody about something, it was some of the stupidest BS ever. And I'm going to tell you like this, 9 times out of 10, when I fall out with somebody, it's some BS. I don't care what y'all say. I'm just being honest because I know me and I know BS. And a lot of times I got to be like, hold up, this ain't even really worth my time. Got to check myself. Like, hold up, now, you shouldn't even be upset about that. That ain't even nothing to fall out with them about. If that's how they feel, let them feel like that and respect it. A lot of times you just got to check yourself.
That's where it starts.
That's where it starts. Questions, concerns, or comments? All right, let's get our day started.